Gaurabhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So very nice.
So here we see that this chapter, the second chapter actually starts with Mangala Charan, that auspicious invocation by the Sutta Goswami, and then appreciating the sages, for asking such a wonderful question, which is going to bring about the topics about Krishna. And post that, he starts with text 6 onwards, 6 to 14. It's like one section that is actually coming up. By tracing that, we will understand many, many wonderful things actually. So what is Dharma and how the Dharma has to be performed? So what is the purpose of performing Dharma? And what are different things the Dharma can provide? And in that, some things which Dharma provides, so we should aspire for, and some things which Dharma provides, we should not aspire for. So all those different things are actually captured in this particular section. So first and foremost is text 6, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo, Yeto Bhakti Radokshaje, Haitikya Pratihata, Yayatma Suprasidati. So that means for the human beings, Pumsam, Paro Dharma, the greatest religious principle, is Yeto Bhakti Radokshaje. So Bhakti towards Adokshaja. Adokshaja means, what is the meaning of the word Adokshaja?
Beyond material suffering.
Yeah. So what all ways it is explained? Adokshaja, the breakdown of the word. Huh?
Like our akshas, like eyes and senses.
So that knowledge or that which can be understood by our senses. Akshaja means we can understand it by eyes, or we can even extend it to other senses. That which can be understood through our senses is called akshaja. So adokshaja means that which cannot be understood through direct sense perception. And to understand such a person, so bhakti is performed. So when bhakti is performed, when the adokshaja wants to reveal himself unto us, we can understand him. So one must perform the highest dharma, for a human being is to perform bhakti towards adokshaja. And how that bhakti should be, ahaituki apratihata. So there should not be any other motivation, and apratihata is there should not be interruption. It should be continuous and constant. So just like smartavyam satatam Vishnu. So all the time, now one should remember Vishnu. Smartavyam satatam Vishnu. Here also apratihata. So it must be without any interruption and continuous. And ahaituki is ahaituki. If you want to understand ahaituki, hetu means to have desire. So or to have some kind of a goal. So what are different goals that are there? The goal is, first goal is anything that I can achieve within this material world is one goal, and that which is beyond the material limits, that is liberation, is another goal, and to enter into the spiritual world, that is third goal. So ahaituki, now here we are talking about bhakti towards adokshaja is not considered to be a desire as such. It is something very, very intrinsic and natural to the living entity. It is not something artificial or external. So ahaituki means desiring something external. So that is either some better material facilities or liberation. So that kind of this one should not be there. So it should be ahaituki and apratihata. And that can satisfy the living entity completely. Yayatma suprasidati. So here is a very, very generic definition of dharma that is given. So dharma should be like which dharma is considered to be the highest is bhakti towards adokshaja, and it should be without any other motivation, and it should be constant, continuous. So that will satisfy the soul nicely. And what is the characteristics of this bhakti? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yada Haitukam. So now this is when like previous shloka it was talked about Adokshaja being the Supreme Lord, and here it is mentioned about Vasudeva. So Vasudeva is, who is that Supreme Absolute Truth? So Janmadhyasya, so like the Bhagavatam is about to describe about the Supreme Absolute Truth. So who is that Supreme Absolute Truth? So he is being described as Vasudeva. Even in the first shloka of Bhagavatam also, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva means what? What is the meaning of God Vasudev?
Son of Vasudev.
Son of Vasudev. That is one meaning. Another meaning?
All provided. All provided.
Yeah. There is one more meaning is also there. Vasudev. So this is something in relation to Sattva Guna.
Deciding in charge of the amount of Sattva.
No, not like that. So Vasudev means one who is understood, or one who is just like if you have a contaminated place, naturally like germs will get created over there, right? And then based on the environment you can germinate different things. So where will the Lord germinate? Where will the Lord appear? So in the Vishuddha Sattva, one who appears in the platform of Vishuddha Sattva is called as Vasudev. So like this is one of the meanings. Other meanings also you all told, that is also nice. So that person who is who can appear in the platform of Vishuddha Sattva, such kind of a supreme personality of Godhead, and Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. So like one should apply oneself to the process of Bhakti Yoga towards this personality, that is Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead. So then what happens is Janayati. Janayati means to take birth, or to appear, or to manifest. Janayati Ashu. Ashu means like very, very quickly. Vairagyam and Jnanam Chayada Haitukam. So like there is this Jnana Vairagya gets produced. So if you ask any of the spiritual practitioners, any of the yoga systems, like anybody who's practicing, so the goal is the same. All the yoga systems, the goal is the same. Just like you go to any doctor, like allopathy or homeopathy or whatever may be the doctor, the goal is the same. Like so that is the thing that we need to attain. In the same way, so any of the spiritual processes or like yoga processes one may accept. The goal is development of Jnana Vairagya. So that is the goal. And if you see like if there is a powerful medicine that is there, if it is diluted with a substance, so then the power of the medicine reduces. So in the diluted version, what actually creates the effect? What component of the diluted version creates the effect? Medicine is there and diluting element is there. Which one is creating the effect now? Medicine itself, right? So medicine itself, even in the diluted form, the medicine is the one which is actually creating the effect. So in the same way, we see that like bhakti is the medicine. Even if it is used in karma yoga, jnana yoga, whatever may be the yoga systems, it is just at different levels of dilution of bhakti, that's all. So even there the effect is produced by the bhakti itself, not by other processes. So but then if effect is produced only by bhakti, then I can mix anything with bhakti and I can do. I can mix adharma with bhakti also and I can do. So why it is specifically mentioned that no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, or what is the other way of telling these 4 regulative principles? So that means not speaking lie, not being rude or merciless, and not being austere. It's actually a problem. Not being austere is sinful. And then not being clean. So this is also considered to be sinful. So what's the problem? If I mix bhakti with these things, will bhakti not work?
Not be effective.
So why bhakti will not work if I mix with these things?
Because this is an example of wood. But wood is not dry. We try to carry it.
Which
We do
one?
not let wood.
If it is
Wood is having wetness, then it will not catch fire. That's a nice example. Esham to antagatam bhapam jananam punya karmana te bandha mohanam mutta bhajante mam dudha. So coming back to that medicine example, so medicine, I have a medicine, very strong medicine, so I am diluting it with water. Can I dilute it with liquor? Is it possible? No. There is some permissible mediums through which I can dilute it. So if I use something else, then it will cease to be a medicine actually. So in order the medicine has to work, it needs to have some permissible combinations of dilutions, that can, work actually. If any other dilution, then it will not work. So in the same way, so there is permissible dilutions for bhakti are karma, jnana, yoga. These are the permissible things that I can add with bhakti. Anything apart from this, what is there apart from this is adharma. It is sinful. So sinful activities I cannot add with bhakti and expect that bhakti can produce some results. So sin must be avoided. So that is why even during initiation, this 4 regulative principles is being asked to be followed. So and then along with that, if you do bhakti, so then it is fine. And so even in this permissible things, in the permissible things like karma and jnana, so they can be added with bhakti. But there also some restrictions are there. What restrictions? If I have to make advancement in transcendental realization, there are certain restrictions in mixing karma and jnana. So what is the definition of bhakti? Anyabhilashita shunyam, that means no adharma. And then jnana karmadi anavritam. I can perform jnana and karma to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. So that is the key thing. So kamya karmas cover bhakti, and impersonal liberation, desire for impersonal liberation covers bhakti. So such kind of jnana and karma is not allowed. But otherwise, bhakti anukula karma and bhakti anukula jnana. So last 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita deals with what? Jnana yoga. So that is bhakti anukula jnana. And even the first 6 chapters also talks about karma. So that is also bhakti anukula karma. So that is that which is permissible, to be added with bhakti, and still we can expect bhakti to produce results, right? So that is a kind of thing. So this jnana vairagya is the key result, that comes out of any of the yoga systems. So Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Vedahetukam. So this jnana vairagya, when this bhakti is performed, the result will be jnana vairagya will be visible. So increased and progressive quantities of jnana vairagya will be visible. So we have discussed this in previous classes as well. Jnana means to understand what exists. So what exists is matter and spirit. To understand this matter and spirit is jnana. And not just understanding, to be able to perceive the matter and spirit is considered to be jnana. So ignorance means if there is a nice object which I like, so then I see that object and then I consider, okay, this is something which I like and this is meant for my gratification. So then it is ignorance. So but if my vision is, okay, this is something, it is energy, it's product of Krishna, it is made out of earth, water, fire, air, ether, which is energy of Krishna. And if it is energy of Krishna, it should be used in his service. So when that kind of a thought process comes, then it is jnana. So jnana is it's proper. I am using the right entity in the right kind of usage. So then it is knowledge. Ignorance means if I try to take your mobile and put it in my pocket, that's ignorance. Your mobile is supposed to be used in your service. And so in the same way, Krishna's property should be used in Krishna's service, right? So that is knowledge. So this knowledge component increases when I perform this activity of bhakti. So when I keep doing that, my vision becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. So then when I see something, so I see it in the real perspective, in the perspective of its connection with Krishna. And naturally, when I understand the reality, so it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna mentions, Iti matva bhajante mam. What is the first line of the shloka? Aham sarvasya bhavo matta sarvam pravardate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanita. What is the meaning of this shloka? Everything emanates from the Lord, and
one who understands,
hmm.
will not be able to.
No. One who understands this, what he will do? Iti Matva.
Obviously,
He will engage in worship of the Supreme Lord. Why? Why, if he understands? So many people tell, like, I know Krishna, and no, we have seen like so Mahabharata serial kitna baar dekha hai. ठीक है, like you know Krishna. So the end of understanding Krishna, after understanding Krishna, what are you doing? Like usual, like no, I'm just doing my regular activities. That means you have not understood Krishna. If you have understood Krishna, then you will be engaged in the service. No, understanding Krishna means what? No, Krishna is not just one personality. No, Krishna is like complete with his energies. No, so understanding Krishna means understanding his material nature, understanding his spiritual nature, and all those things. After understanding the material nature, belongs to Krishna, or it is creation of Krishna. And in the material nature, there are some very important entities out there. One of the entity is my body. That also belongs to Krishna. And another entity, some other important entities, which is very important for us to know. Huh? Probably my house and my own cell phone, and my own bank balance and things like that. So all these things belongs to Krishna. So if everything belongs to Krishna, so then everything should be utilized in service of Krishna. It's not that like Podasi ka cheez like Bhagwan ka use karna chahiye, mera cheez mera hai. It is not like that. So like whatever I possess, it should be utilized in the service of Krishna. If I come to that conclusion, that means I have understood Krishna properly. So like abhi understanding theek hai. So in this way, this is called knowledge. So and then Vairagya means the opposite, converse of that is Vairagya. Vairagya means to be detached from the matter. So naturally, like when I understand this is another's property, I will not be interested in using it for myself. But after that, I also understand I am a servant of that Supreme Lord. So then, so if a servant comes to your home and says like, no, I will not touch anything over here. Why? No, it's not my property. So I'm paying you salary. You are supposed to like do some things for me, right? So you have to utilize these things, and like in your office, if you go and say like, I will not touch the computer here, I will not touch any of these things, like it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to you, but you belong to me. Your intelligence I have purchased by paying the salary. Right? So, in fact, during my career, like my software career at the time, I happened to file a patent, and then so that time it actually triggered a lot of things. So that patent got some grants, and all the grants went to the company. And like they gave some peanuts to me. Like so, then this question came like, it is my intelligence, which has created this, and how come the company is getting all the things? So then the answer is, company has purchased your intelligence by giving salary. Whatever your intelligence is producing now, it belongs to the company and not to you. So this is like something. This one. So knowledge, Vairagya means. So we should whatever is there. That doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to Krishna, and I also belong to Krishna. As a matter of service, I have the right to use Krishna's property, to be utilized in his service. So, but for my own gratification, so it is not right? So in that way, like one should, this practice of bhakti will produce this jnana vairagya. So that is the effect of practice of bhakti. So in fact, just like when we study a subject, if our understanding is not clear, we get back to the teacher and then we ask, like I want more clarification, I'm not able to understand this particular thing and things like that. So in the same way, if we are practicing Bhakti Yoga, so we should expect Jnana Vairagya to develop. We should expect that we are able to perceive not just matter, gradually, slowly, like we are able to perceive the spirit and the Supreme Spirit. So, and then also become detached from material things. Right? So that is the effect that is expected out of the practice of Bhakti. And then the text 8 talks about Dharma Svanishtita Pumsam Vishwakshena Katasriya Notpade Ediratim Shamayevehi Kevala. In case, if this kind of understanding or if this kind of knowledge is not getting generated, so the sign of knowledge is we will become attached to Krishna. Because knowledge means we are able to perceive soul and super soul. And if we are able to perceive soul and super soul, material things only we are getting attracted to. Spirit is more beautiful than matter. And if I am not able to develop attraction towards that, means I have not yet seen the spirit, you know. So if I have actually seen the spirit, you know, so like the holy name, Bhagavatam, and all these things are in the spiritual platform. If I am not developing attachment to holy name, if I am not developing attachment to study of Srimad Bhagavatam, that means I have not got knowledge, you know. So knowledge is characterized by attachment to spiritual things, you know. So that is the that is a symptom of knowledge. Symptom of knowledge means I will be attracted to the transcendental subject matter. So no padayat yadiratim. So if in case this kind of a rati or this kind of an attraction towards Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord is not coming, that means all the work that I have performed, you know, in the process of, you know, probably 16 rounds or Mangalarati or whatever it is, like, you know, all of them is Shramaya Vehi Kevalam. So it is just a hard work that you have performed, but then you did not get the result, you know. So it's like, you know, you get job in a company and then you did work for another company, and at the end of the month you are expecting salary and this person told I never recruited you and the other person told I recruited you but you didn't work for me. So it is just something like that. So in that way we see that, you know, like the result, the expected result is the Jnana Vairagya has to develop, and the sign of development of Jnana Vairagya is that attraction towards the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord. And text 9 talks about Dharmasya hi apavargasya nartho artha yopakalpate nartasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hi smrutah. This is a very, very important shloka. So now it is mentioned dharmasya hi apavargasya. What is the point of, why should one perform dharma? So it is mentioned in order to attain apavarga. What is apavarga? So Pavarga means material existence, you know, explained in, you know, like what are the things that is mentioned? Pa is Parishrama and Ha is Prema. So after Parishrama comes like foam, and then Ba is Baya and oh, Bandhan and Bhaya, okay, fine. So like that, and then finally Mrityu. So this is the essence of all the material existence. And then Apavarga means something beyond this, that is something beyond material existence. So that should be the goal of performing any dharma. So dharma se hi apavargasya nartho artha yopakalpate. It should not be for the purpose of artha. Artha means what? Artha means material gain. So generally what is being told, dharma, artha, kama. No? So but Bhagavatam says, dharma should not be performed for the sake of getting artha. No? So then what is, for what purpose it has to be performed? Dharma should be performed for the sake of moksha or prema. No? So like for that purpose it should be performed. So dharma has two different results that it actually gives. So one result of dharma is good. Another result of dharma, no, it is not very good. It is not something that we should aspire for, right? So two results that dharma produces, but one is supposed to be aspired for and another is not supposed to be aspired for. So when we perform, so in fact this is the key doubt that Arjuna was having, you know, when he was this in the first chapter, Arjuna puts forward so much of problems and things like that. And then the conclusion that Arjuna comes up to is, I should not fight this battle. And then, you know, Krishna is chastising Arjuna like, no, you're speaking like a learned man and things like that and all. So then, the first and foremost thing that Krishna mentions is of jnana. You know, he mentions that, you know, you should understand you are not the body or the soul and things like that and all. And after that, like gradually he comes to the point of saying that, no, you should fight now. No. So then Arjuna's point is, no, Krishna, what do you want me to achieve? You know, Krishna says like, you should advance yourself in Jnana Vairagya. So in order to develop Jnana, so the best, or the name itself suggests Jnana means like the best, this one process to follow is Jnana Yoga. And the prerequisite for Jnana Yoga is sannyas. So like, you allow me to take sannyas. It's a proper thing that Arjuna is asking. And then Krishna is telling, no, I don't want you to take sannyas, I want you to fight. No, I want you to do your prescribed duty. So take care, but then you want me to gain knowledge, and then you are asking me to do such a ghastly warfare. And Krishna explains that you see, the Varnashrama duties, the duties of, the prescribed duties that one is supposed to perform, generally this result of Varnashrama duty is, or Varnashrama is also in another way it is called as Dharma. Generally, this word Dharma is used to denote Varnashrama Dharma. So Varnashrama duties are performed for the sake of Artha and Kama. This is the general understanding. Dharma has to be performed for the sake of Artha and Kama. If I am pious, I will become rich, and if I become rich, then I can fulfill all my desires. Legitimately, legally, in a dharmic way, I can do that. So this is the general thought process. And Arjuna has already established, I don't want the kingdom, I don't want even heavenly, if I do my pious activities, I can go to the heavenly planets and things like that. I don't want any of these material benefits. So if I don't want material benefits, which is the result of dharma, then why should I perform dharma? You allow me to perform jnana. Why should I perform karma dharma? You allow me to perform jnana dharma. So that's what is Arjuna's argument. And Krishna is telling that yes, I want you to develop in knowledge. I don't want you to be attached to material things, but you should perform your prescribed duties. I don't want only, I don't want the certification and you're asking me to go to the college. So why will I take the trouble to study when I don't want the certification? So, something like that Arjuna's question is. Then Krishna explains that if you perform this Varnashrama duties or Karma Dharma, along with desire for material results, so then that is called Sakama Karma, and you will be attached and no jnana will get developed in that. But if you perform Nishkama Karma, you perform these dharmic activities, just for the sake of purification of heart, then this Karma Dharma will produce result like Jnana Dharma. It will also produce Jnana. You don't need to take Jnana Dharma separately. You follow Karma Dharma itself with detachment from results. So Nishkama Karma, he actually explains the concept of Nishkama Karma. And that should be the goal of life. And he also, that very thing what is mentioned in 3rd, 4th, 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is condensed in the 9th text. Here, dharmasya hi apavargasya nartho arthayo kalpate nartasya dharmai kantasya kamo labhaya hi smrita. So dharma should be performed for the sake of apavarga or for the sake of moksha or prema or something like that. Not for the sake of getting artha. These two things are done by dharma. Dharma only produces liberation. Dharma only produces dharma produces jnana, and the result of jnana is liberation. And dharma only produces artha and kama. So, but we should not be attached to artha and kama. And it is mentioned here, kamo labhaya hi smrita. So that is in case, if we perform dharma along with production of jnana, you will also get artha. You should not be attached to it, but you will also get artha. When artha comes, when the money comes, or when wealth comes, what we are supposed to do with that wealth? So we should not use that for kama. Instead, we should use that also for apavarga. For the sake of advancing in Krishna consciousness. So this is very nicely put forward. So dharma should be performed only for the sake of spiritual advancement. So why am I doing my various activities? Why am I not speaking a lie, or why am I doing a dharmic occupational duty? Why am I taking care of my children or parents, or whatever activities that I'm doing? Why am I doing all these things? For only one purpose, to advance in jnana vairagya and to develop attachment to Krishna. So this is the way the dharma has to be performed. So the occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. So if we perform for material gain, what will happen? We have Lakshmi, we have money. If you see the beggars, or people generally of that category, they get money, so immediately they encash it for liquor or something like that. They could have encashed it for getting a healthy food, but they would not do that. No, they could have encased it for many other useful purposes, but they are encashing it for something else. So if they do that, their health will not improve, their condition will not improve, and things like that. No, in the same way, the occupational duties that I perform, so my dharma when I perform, that gives us the power to spend. So that can be spent for getting the objects of sense gratification, or that can be spent for like making progress in jnana vairagya and proceed towards ultimate liberation. So this is something that is mentioned. So dharma, primary purpose of establishing the dharma, principles of dharma, is for the purpose of liberation. And sense gratification is there because it's only for the purpose of liberation, customer will not be there. So that is like, sense gratification is the, what is that, lollipop, for the children, you will, when the medicine is to be given, so it is put in the honey nicely. They call honey, lelo, and it takes, and the child wants the honey, and the parents want the medicine. So in the same way, Krishna wants our liberation, and we want sense gratification, and it is packaged together. Dharma, you see, it's so attractive. And by the way, trying to endeavor towards liberation. So in that way, but serious practitioners are told, so this also has a sugar coating. You should not be attracted to the sugar coating. There is a medicine within it. Be focused on that. So that is something it is mentioned over here. Right? And kamasya nendriya priti labha jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa narto yascheta karmavihi. Life's desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. So that's the sugar coating of the medicine. One should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, since a human being is meant for inquiry about absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's work. So why I have to perform dharma only for the sake of liberation? Because my real existence is not in this material world. No, my existence is in the spiritual world. And I need to understand what is this absolute truth, and that's the purpose of achieving the human form of life. So because that is the purpose, so don't again divert your attention towards sense gratification, divert attention towards understanding the supreme absolute truth. And nishkama karma actually facilitates and helps bhakti to flourish actually. So nothing else should be goal of one's work. This is nicely put forward in this shloka. It's just a corollary to the previous shloka. And okay, now I have to understand what is this absolute truth. So what is this absolute truth is all about? So that has been described by those people who know about this absolute truth. So who are the knowers of absolute truth? They are called tattvavida. So those who are known in knowledge of this absolute truth, they call this non-dual substance as Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti Sabdeti. So this supreme absolute truth is Brahman, or this supreme absolute truth is Paramatma, or this supreme absolute truth is Bhagavan. So, and okay, iske matlab, three different truths are there? No, it is non-dual substance. It's one entity, but perceived differently by different people. So, what is the examples Srila Prabhupada gives for this? Yeah, train example is there. So train is coming from a far distance. So initial understanding of the train, it's like villagers are trying to observe. First time unka naam train aane wala hai. So some people are very curious. They are standing over there, and initially there is a very it's like a rope kind of a this one picture from far off distance it is seen, and then there is a what is it, sound and things like that. So then one person ran into the village and told no, I know what is train. Train means even the bahut awaaz karta hai aur saap jaise, it's like a snake and things like that. So then a few more people, so they stayed back, and then they saw that no, it is not just like a snake, its compartments are there, it's connected, and so it's a big machine or big vehicle kind of a thing. So then they also went and reported. And then the final people, so they saw that okay, it is not just a vehicle, andar jaake so sakte hain hum log, and we can even live a whole day in that train. So more and more information, right? And the mountain, when you see a mountain from a far distance, it just looks like a green cover, and then when you get closer, you find that more details to that is revealed. And when you actually enter the mountain, you see that there are different living entities living there and things like that. So in that way, like and sun, sun also can be understood in these three ways. Sun rays is there, and then sun globe and the sun god. So in this way, like as we go closer and as we observe the very same entity, we get more and more details. So the lesser understanding of the absolute truth is Brahman feature. So that is only the Sat feature of the Lord, eternity feature. And Paramatma feature is Sat and Chit feature. And Bhagavan feature is Sat, Chit and Ananda feature. So all of them are one supreme absolute truth, but understood in different levels. So then we see that Tat Shraddhadana Munayo Jnana Vairaga Yuktaya Pashyanti Atmani Chatmanam Bhaktya Shruta Gagitaya. So like those who are Shraddhadana, so one of the important things in the practice of bhakti is faith. So that means if I execute this process of bhakti, so I will get my desired goal, that is to attain Krishna. And in the process of getting the desired goal, whatever there is obstacles and difficulties and things like that is there, so that the Lord will protect me. So this is very, very important. So this Shraddha must be there. So that Shraddha Dana Munayo. So like a sage, a sage who is having such Shraddha, along with Jnana Vairagya. Jnana Vairagya also produced over a period of practice of bhakti. And such kind of a person, Pashyanti Atmani Chatmana. So like he will be able to see that absolute truth. Bhaktya Shruta Gahitaya. And how he should execute this bhakti? He should execute this bhakti as directed by the Vedic scriptures. Shruta Gahitaya. So not that inky pinky ponky or kaise bhi like mujhe ye acha lag raha wo acha lag raha. It should not be like that. So it should be directed by the rules and regulations given by the scriptures. And that is also the sadhus and the spiritual master also educates the disciple based on the rules and regulations of the scriptures. So scriptures are the basis. No one can actually go against the scriptures. So like even Srila Prabhupada also mentions in terms of explaining the ascetus feature, what all things Prabhupada explains. Any analogy you remember of? So, in order to understand the Supreme Lord, so the message has to be presented as it is. So, uske liye some examples? The postman. So, you are supposed to get a money order. So, even if the postman is not a very rich man, if the postman, delivers the money, so you will get the money. So, in the same way, this is, the scriptures are the scriptures are also called as Brahman. So scriptures are also called as Brahma or the divine sound vibration. It is transcendental sound vibration. And scriptures are also glorified as Vedo Narayana Sakshat. So Vedas are Sakshat Narayan himself. So it is a body. The Vedas is not something that has been created, time, place and circumstance, we have to create some new model of knowledge or something like that. No. Vedas are eternal and Vedas are a form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like holy name is a form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the same way, the Vedic literature is a form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this Vedas is meant for the benefit of all the living entities. In fact, it is mentioned, why did Vyasadeva put the Vedas into writing? Before that also Vedas existing. So why did Vyasadeva put the Vedas into writing?
Because our intelligence is
so Vedas are the only way that we can be benefited. Only way the living entities can be saved. If Vedas are gone, then there is no purpose of the entire creation. Krishna will might as well destroy the whole creation rather than maintain the creation. Because the whole purpose of maintenance of the creation is living entities can become they can understand what is the reality and come back to the spiritual world. And the tool to get back to the spiritual world is the Vedas. And if the Vedas is not there, the basis itself is not there. So Guru Sadhu Shastra, in that the Shastra is the central point. If anybody, if Sadhu deviates from Shastra, we have to discontinue Sadhu. And if, if Guru deviates from Shastra, so we have to discontinue the Guru. and we have to reject the Guru. And if Shastra goes against what Guru says, still we have to follow Shastra. Shastra can never be given up, no? So this is the central point actually, no? In order to make this knowledge of Shastra understandable, so Guru and Sadhu actually help us, no? So that is why, no, Srila Prabhupada's credit, no, what did Srila Prabhupada claim as his credit? I have not changed anything, no? There are so many people before me, they came and they gave different kinds of meanings of this Bhagavad Gita, but what is the use? There is no use. So if the subject matter is presented as it is, then it produces the desired effect of purification of heart. And we can see that, you know, Srila Prabhupada, when he presented this message, what to speak of, the candidates whom Srila Prabhupada preached to, if they happen to come to our Bhakti center, we will say like, no, you better go out. So we will not even accommodate them within our center. And we find them to be like, quite difficult to educate. And Prabhupada could educate such people by putting them through the culture of bhakti. So that is something very, very amazing. That's the power of a sadhu. So like, a sadhu who is 100% not deviating from the scriptures, he will produce tremendous effects actually. So to the extent that we have our contaminations, the effects will be reduced. So that is why Phalena Parichayate. So like in order to understand the glory of a personality, so we need to find the kind of results that he actually has produced. So we see that Srila Prabhupada could take people who don't have any samskara, any backing of Jnana Vairagya. So in India, like we can see that people already have certain amount of Jnana Vairagya because of being born in a cultured place and things like that. But when you pick up people, like where, in fact, one of the sannyasis, if I'm not wrong, long back in 2008 or 9, so His Holiness Bhaktividas Maharaj had come to our temple, Seshadipura temple that time. So and one person, he just challenged Maharaj that he it is not it's all okay, chanting and all these things are okay, but why do you want us to give up this intoxication and stuff like that and all? So then Maharaj told a simple answer. So we are coming from a beer drinking family, and if we can give up, why can't you give up? It's like you are born in India. We are born in Malaysia, Desha, and things like that. So we have given up all those things and taken up Krishna consciousness. So why can't you give up? So it was quite a powerful question that he put. So in that way, we see that this practice, this practice of bhakti should produce this jnana vairagya, and the scriptures are the basis of this practice. And in fact, it is mentioned Vyasadeva, out of compassion towards all the living entities, he wrote these scriptures. So it is in Chaitanya Charitamrita it comes. I don't remember the exact shloka. So, but out of compassion for all the living entities, Vyasadeva writes all this Veda Purana and things like that. And also what is the purpose of Krishna's appearance? Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. This is one of the important purpose of Krishna's appearance. So Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, Dharma is mentioned in Veda Pradihito Dharma. What is mentioned in the Vedas is Dharma. So that is why Lord always protects the Vedas and Lord always maintains the Vedas. In fact, there is an incarnation of the Lord Matsya Avatar. So in the Matsya Avatar, so one of the main, this one is during the time of Pralaya. Pralaya means full inundation of water and things like that. So what is the Lord trying to protect? Few sadhus, few people who are really practicing Krishna consciousness and the Vedas. These are the things if pura dunya doob gaya, still if this Vedas are protected, so that is of great value, because again people will be born, again the civilizations will start. And if there is Vedas, that will give the guiding light to the people. So in fact, one devotee was in my initial days of Krishna consciousness, he was mentioning that we should nicely practice Krishna consciousness. We should chant the names of the Lord. We should have we should study Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and all these nice books. And manlo ki pralaya aa gaya, suddenly. So there is so much of water everywhere. And then you can take a boat and then you can take your wheel bag and all these books and then you can go. And in case if the boat is getting overweight, you can put all the books just keep Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and wheel bag. And if it becomes even more boat is still unstable, so we can probably put off Bhagavad Gita and then after that Bhagavatam. So then even more boat is still even it is unstable. Then with bead bag and Chaitanya Charitamrita दूर जाओ. उसके बाद जीने का कुछ मतलब नहीं. So in that way this is very very amazing wisdom. So in fact Srimad Bhagavatam and the holy name. So these are two very important things for us, especially in Kali Yuga. So Kali Kala Dharma, Nama Sankirtana, right? So Nama Sankirtana is Kali Kala Dharma. And why Bhagavatam? Why?
Literally incarnation.
Okay. Kalo nasta drisham esha purana bodhanoditara. So it's asked, one of the questions asked by the sages is that after Krishna left, so Krishna is the master of all the dharma. So after Krishna left, where did dharma took shelter of? So what is the shelter of dharma? So then it is mentioned that Kalo nashta drishamesha purana kodhanoditara. Krishna Swadama Upagata. After Krishna left this planet and went to his own abode, Krishna Swadama Upagata, Dharma Jnana Vidhi Saha. So Krishna's effect is Dharma Jnana. So Krishna left means all these things also will leave. So Krishna is like sun. The sun is setting from one side. And then Purana Arka. Purana Arka means again sun. Purana Arka Adunodita. So one side Krishna is leaving the planet, another side Srimad Bhagavatam has arisen. So that is why in Kali Yuga, if somebody is dharmic, then they must have Srimad Bhagavatam and they must study Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So it is very, very important. It's very, very important literature. So in Kali Yuga, these two things are very highly recommended. The chanting of the names of the Lord and study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is why we keep reminding devotees that we should become attached to the holy name and Bhagavatam. Right? So these are the two very saving grace in this Kali Yuga. So okay. Now we see it is mentioned in the 13th text, that is Atapumbit Vijashreshta Varanashrama Vibhagasha Swanishtritasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshna. So what is the purpose of discharging my prescribed duties in the Varana and Ashrama for the sake of attaining the this one perfection of to be able to perform everything for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. That is essentially the effect of bhakti. And for that sake, today's shloka it is mentioned. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, and remember and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. So there are many things that are there in today's shloka as well, but I would like to focus upon just the first few lines, and then we will open up for the questions and discussions. It is mentioned, if the realization of the absolute truth is the ultimate aim of life, dharma has to be performed for the realization of the absolute truth. It also is synonymous to liberation or going back to Godhead and things like that. So if realization of absolute truth is the ultimate aim of life, it must be carried out by all means. Kuch bhi karke, this should be the only thing, only purpose for which all the activities should be performed. Then it is mentioned in the above, in any one of the above mentioned castes and orders, because in the previous shloka it was mentioned that Atakumbha Dvijashreshta Varanashrama Vibhagasha Swanishtritasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshna. So one may perform his activities as a karma sadhaka, one may perform his activities as a jnana yogi or whatever may be his occupational duties he is performing. In any one of the castes and orders and things like that, he may do his activities. But the four things, that is mentioned in the shloka should not be given up. What is the four things? The four processes, namely glorifying, hearing, remembering, and worshipping, are the general occupations. What does it mean? What does this line mean? I again read this line. If realization of the absolute truth is the ultimate aim of life, it must be carried out by all means. In any one of the above mentioned castes or orders, that is Varna and Ashrama of life, the four processes, namely glorifying, hearing, remembering, worshipping, are general occupations. What does this thing mean?
Chanting
Mhm.
and
This is meant for whom? Everyone. You be a Shudra or a Vaishya or a Kshatriya or a Brahmana or a Grahastha, Vanapastha, whatever may be the case, your occupational duties may change, but basic activities of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam is mandatory for everybody. No? So that is not to be given up by anybody. So, and then Prabhupada goes on to explain that Shravanam and Kirtanam and these four things that is mentioned, that is essential for everyone. No, even in this modern society also we see that everything is dependent on Shravanam Kirtanam. If somebody has to become glorious, so then he should have so much of YouTube likes or Instagram views and things like that. So like that is Shravanam Kirtanam. Basically Shravanam Kirtanam is going on, right? So that Shravanam Kirtanam has to be diverted towards the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of God. So that's the essence of the rest of the purport. So I pause here. Any questions, comments, we can take up. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions or you would like to share something that you liked in today's discussion?
The example of this medicine was very nice.
Hmm?
The example of medicine was very nice.
What aspect of the medicine? Permissible combinations, yeah. So that is very nicely explained by Rupa Goswami as Anyabhilashita Shunya. That means you cannot mix adharma with bhakti. Jnana karmadi anavrutam. You can mix jnana and karma with bhakti, but to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. And anukulyana Krishna Anushilanam. Bhakti has to be performed. And it can be added with jnana and karma to the extent it doesn't affect bhakti, and adharma should be completely given. This is the essence of definition of Rupa Goswami's this one.
Effectiveness was the effectiveness is because of bhakti. Whatever we do.
Yes. Anyone else?
So does it mean that we have to do our devotional service without the goal of attaining Lord?
No.
So can you just explain further?
No. Hetu, that I mentioned. Ahaituki. Hetu means some desire. Ahaituki means without desire. So without desire means what is considered to be desire. That is also desire or kamna. What is considered to be kama. Like it is mentioned that Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. So what is, now can anybody define what is kama? Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama, and because of that he is Shanta. So if you remember the first line, you will understand what is kama. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. So Bhukti means desire for material advancement is considered to be kama, hetu, and desire for impersonal liberation is considered to be a hetu, and desire for siddhis is considered to be a hetu. So desire for service to the Supreme Lord is not considered to be an external desire, because that is something which is very intrinsic and natural for me. I am part and parcel of Lord, and I am meant to render service to the Lord. So if you are employed in a company and if your boss has given you some work, you desiring to do that work is not a punishable offense. If you desire to do something else, then it is a problem. Right? So, like, you are naturally part and parcel of the Lord and meant to render service to the Lord. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunai. It is not something that you need to work for. Krishna Bhakti is naturally present in the heart. Only thing is we need to remove our contaminations. So then the natural Krishna Bhakti will evolve out. It will just blossom. So just like a flower is there in a bud, it just blossoms. In the same way, like Krishna Bhakti is there in the heart, it just has to blossom. And to blossom, we need to do this, our daily activities of like Nitya Karmas, and Nitya Bhakti and things like that. So we need to perform that, and it will help us to blossom. So we are not trying to create bhakti. We are trying to, assist in the process of blossoming the bhakti. Like that.
Sometimes it is said that we should not even desire for liberation because when it is appear doing bhakti, the mukti devi is always standing with.
We should not even desire for liberation. We should not desire for liberation. In fact, it is mentioned. Can you all guess what our Vaishnava Acharyas compare liberation with?
Pisachi.
Pisachi. We should not aspire for liberation. Why we should not aspire for liberation? What is so wrong about it? Why it should be compared with, which?
There's no service element in that.
Okay.
When we want only liberation, means we want to just get rid of physical effect.
Mhm.
No service.
Mhm.
We should come back to material world later.
Okay, fine.
Like
That is also there.
which takes over, right?
Huh?
Which takes over the person, whoever it is infected. Like that, this feeling of liberation also will be, it will kind of reduce the
Haunt the person actually. So it is basically like the key thing is we are meant to render devotional service to Krishna, and that desire, that space is being utilized for desire for material things or desire for liberation. So, like anybody remember that Prishachi Hridi Vartate, that shloka? Bhukti mukti sprihaya avad Pishachi Hridi Vartate. Tavad bhakti sukhasyartam katham apyudayo bhavet. So like how will the pure blissful state of bhakti arise in the heart till the time these two witches, called desire for material sense gratification and desire for liberation reside over there. So they are occupying the space. The desire is a capacity that you have, and that capacity has been engaged in material, desiring for material sense gratification or desiring for impersonal liberation. So that is, your bandwidth is finished. There is no space for bhakti. So then it becomes a problem. So that is why it is considered to be pisachi, or it is haunting, and it is not allowing me to be there in my natural position. So that's why it is considered to be like, liberation is considered to be this one, dangerous thing. And it is, liberation itself is dangerous. So what is dangerous? Desire for liberation is dangerous. Bhukti mukti spriha. So like when you go back to God, eventually you will get liberated. That's okay. So but then desire for liberation is dangerous. So then that occupies the space of devotional service. In fact, there is multiple combinations are there. So there are people who want to go back to God, engage in loving devotional service along with liberation they desire. So that is, that is a combinations. There are many permutation combinations are there. So that is also something that our acharyas don't accept. So they accept that desire for service to the Lord without even desiring for liberation. That means mama janmani janmani ishvare. Even if I am asked to take birth again and again in this material world, and if I have the opportunity to render service to Krishna, I am okay to have it. So there are certain sampradayas and certain paths where this is not acceptable. I want to render devotional service to the Lord, but I also want liberation. I also want to exit this place. So like that. So our acharyas also like sometimes they exhibit this mood back to Godhead and things like that. That is only for the sake of my devotional service will be better executed in the spiritual world. So that is the environment and everything is favorable over there. But if it is not possible, if Krishna is not willing, then fine. I am fine to be there here. But I cannot be without devotional service. So like this is what is that? Salokya sarupya sarishti samipya ikatam apiyuta diyamana na grananti vinamat sevanam jan. So like Krishna is telling that if my devotees are offered salokya sarupya sarishti and things like that, what are these things? To reside in the same planet as the Lord, to have same bodily features and same opulence as the Lord, or proximity to the Lord, samipya, proximity to the Lord. These are all different forms of liberation. And if Krishna were to offer these things, so devotee will ask, my lord, what is my service? So service नहीं इतना service किया, like just थोड़ा आराम करो. So like just hang out with me in the spiritual world. And he'll say like, no, better I'll be here only. I have some service here. So if you have any service for me over there, so then I'm ready to come. Without service, like what will I do? It's just like the connection between the living entity and the Supreme Lord is the service. Connection between the employee and the master, is service. Like one devotee, like I got a graphical picture of this. That one devotee was very anxious, very, very disturbed. So like I asked like what happened. So they have put me in the bench in the office. Means like so project nahi hai. So अच्छा है ना, like you can utilize the time for श्रवण कीर्तन. नहीं प्रभु, like project में allocate करेंगे तो थोड़ा दिन में like रात मार देंगे मुझे. I need a project. It was like very, very badly. So in the same way, like a devotee, for him being in the proximity with the Lord is also not very important. Even if he is put in the hellish planets, it's fine, but he needs service. That's a very, very important this one. So service is the key thing. Service is the key thing, connection between the Supreme Lord and the living entity. So that's why this liberation is something that can occupy this space. So they don't want to actually look into that. So wherever the Lord wants, we can serve. Yes.
So Krishna has preferred Arjuna to do karma dharma, right? And that is a sugar-coated medicine. And then you also said that for serious practitioners, there is a better method. So during that time, Arjuna was given only one option, but now it seems to have we have got
No. Krishna gives all options in Bhagavad Gita.
But he
Arjuna also understands all the options. And it's like if I ask you in the gear vehicle, which gear is very good?
Depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, in the same way, depends on circumstance. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that Arjuna is telling, I want to take renunciation. So because I want to realize knowledge and I want to realize you, so it's not that Krishna is there face to face means like I know all about him. It's not like that. So there is a process to realize. Even Kardama Muni, like when Kapila Dev was born as his son, after that he takes renunciation and go to the forest to realize the Supreme Lord, where Supreme Lord is present in his own home. So like, having him face to face doesn't mean that I know him. So like that's just, Krishna is there. Like, Duryodhana also had face to face interaction with Krishna and things like that. It doesn't mean anything much. We have face to face with Holy Name and we know what's happening with us, So how much we realize the Holy Name, right? So, Arjuna wants to understand Krishna, Tattvata in reality. So like he wants to understand Krishna, and for that the process is like karma process is there, jnana process is there, bhakti process is there, and Arjuna's choice is jnana process, and Krishna is telling no, you are not qualified because you are crying, like Pitaji mar jayenge, ye mar jayenge, wo mar jayenge, like things like that. So like this is not the way you can renounce. This is not the condition to renounce. Renunciation means already you should have developed sufficient amount of detachment by executing karma dharma. Means if you have to go to second gear means you should have got sufficient amount of velocity in the first gear. That is when you can go to the second gear. Otherwise, if you go to the second gear, what will happen? Without proper velocity, vehicle will stop. That is more dangerous actually. It is not about which gear is best. It's about what is suitable. So then, like actually in the first, third, fourth, fifth chapter, you will find even in second chapter also you will find a lot of back and forth arguments between Arjuna and Krishna. So first 6 chapters, somebody understands Bhagavad Gita, he can understand entire Bhagavad Gita nicely because the whole core of Bhagavad Gita philosophy is there in the first 6 chapters. Which yoga system, why it is superior, why which is better for whom, all those things are nicely analyzed over there. So then Arjuna is telling, see, now I don't want the heavenly kingdom, I don't want material facilities and things like that. My goal is not that. My goal is only this one. I'm forgetting about all other things which I was crying for. So like, I just want this only to be attained. So then Krishna says that fine, you don't have a material desire now, but tomorrow if you get a material desire, so only when to have a dharmic shape for the material desire is karma dharma. And if you renounce, after that if you get a material desire, how will you handle it? You will not be able to handle it. So let your renunciation be stable for a good amount of time. Just like immediately when we go to a particular speed, like immediately we will not switch the gear. There is an overlap of this one. So Krishna is advising, okay, you overlap for some time. You like perform your prescribed duties for some time, and then be stable in the renunciation, then you can renounce. So then Arjuna is telling, no, I am stable. No, you allow me to renounce. Then Krishna is telling, you see, like great personalities, Siddha Purushas. Siddha Purushas means those who have attained the stage of prema. Like they are called Siddha Purushas. So like great personalities like Janaka, so they are all Siddhas. Even then they executed prescribed duties just to set example for others. So you have to set example. I have brought you here for demonstrating some lesson. Don't act funny. Like you have to do this. Later on, all the Pandavas take renunciation. Like when Krishna departs. Later on, all those. So other lessons are also taught in Bhagavad Gita, which Arjuna implemented later point in time. But at this point in time, Krishna is demonstrating certain lesson. And for him, like Arjuna, have to act in that way. So because bulk of the people will be falling under that category. Right? And Krishna wants to demonstrate a solid example for that. So in that way, like Krishna advises Arjuna that you should follow karma dharma in a specific way, which is called pradhani bhuta bhakti. So in that way, like where bhakti is the prominent thing in the life of Arjuna, and with that, he is without fail, he is performing his karma dharma. So that's the demonstration, that is to be done over there.
And in our practical application, so we start with karma dharma.
Yes, everyone should start with that. Everyone should start with that. So, like, we diligently follow our this one's our prescribed duties of whomever we are responsible of, naturally by the way of family and things like that. We should discharge our duties towards them nicely, and then we should take care of all the necessary aspects of karma dharma, which is not against bhakti. So bhakti anukula karma.